There, let me turn the music down a little bit. The time. Anyway, here's my next project. I am taking all these walls and going to put up skid boards, pallet boards. But now here's what you got to do. I'm going to paint the walls black for a background. Then these pretty boards right here. Ain't them pretty? All the colors. I think that's poplar is what does that. And I'm going to put these in the corners. I'm going to put those in the corners vertical. Here, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Dun, 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 dun. See, I'll put these vertical like this. 2 wide. 1, 2. And then I'll put all the rest of them horizontal like this. I wish I had enough of this pretty wood right here to do alongside the doorways and the windows, but I don't. So I got enough to do the corners, and that's about it. The job is going to be, this room hasn't been taken apart in, I don't know, 25 years. So it's time to grow up. That means all my girls have to go. All the girls that I've got tacked up on the walls, they all got to go. Everything's got to come down off the walls. Everything's got to be moved. And there's a lot of crap up here. So I've got to get in a pitching mood and just start pitching junk, because, you know, I might need this someday and I might need that someday. I feel like a hoarder. So, next step, I've already stripped that wall. I've already washed that wall. I've took down the shot glass shelves. I got 2 of them that go over there. I got 1 more there. This piece in the middle, it sits out further than the rest. Oh, excuse me. It sits out further than the rest. So I think I'm just going to take a piece of Luan and cover that, and then put some polyurethane on it like I did on them shelves in that bedroom. I think that would be a good idea. But all that shit's got to come down. Man, what a job. Stripping everything down. So, I guess I better get to work and If you'd like to see something truly amazing, this is the quality of forklift operator we have at my work. All of this with the red tape around it, all of this is the culmination of about 2 months, and this is just the front boards that he breaks off the skids. That's all these are, is front skids. They're front boards. And he breaks them all off. And instead of taking the nails out, I took the grinder and just cut the nails out. If they get in the way, then all I got to do is take a punch it out, and I'm done. So this is what I got to sift through. Whew, what a wall of work. Well, here we go. Work, work, work. Yep, there's day one. All the way from the top to the bottom. Had to redo the plugs. Put the striping ones in the corners. And see why you paint the wall black? See that space? That way you don't really see. But I was telling Brody, I'm like, by the time we get done with this, maybe we're going to have to write Fragile on the inside of it. It look like we're living in a crate. But we'll have to see when it gets done. But it's free wall covering. Well, I ran into a snag. This piece of paneling right here was stuck up on the wall behind the desk, and I took it down, and this is what I find. A door. Now, why there's a door there, I do not know. The question is, what do I do with it? It goes all the way to the floor. Well, almost. It looks like there's a little bit of a step there. What do I do with this? Still got the hinges on it. Still got the latch on it. There's several things I could do. But for the skid boards to come even with it, to make it look, uniform, I would have to take those hinges out. I could nail the skid boards right to the door. I could do it that way. But this piece of trim next to the window is not as wide as that trim next to the window. So I'm looking at getting a 5.5 foot board anyway. That one looks like it's split. That one there looks like it's split. So I'm looking at 2 5.5 inch boards. That way they can both be the same on both sides. Or I could take the door out. Hopefully there's not a dead body behind it or something. And I could make like a I could make it like a recessed bookshelf part the way down. Regardless, if I put the skid boards up, I got to take them hinges out. I got to take them hinges out because they stick out too far, and that latch. So it looks like I got to open the door anyway so I can get that daggone hinge off. And hopefully there's not a dead body behind it. I'm kind of hoping there's like $1 million. Yeah, right. I don't know what to do with this. I'm sure I'll come up with something. I'm thinking maybe like a recessed bookshelf. That way I can put all this other crap that I've got stashed around here on it. line it with Luan like I did the downstairs. Quite a conundrum, but I still have this wall to finish. But it's really going to matter because when I go across the bottom here, of course I won't be that far anyway, but I'm going to have to insulate it because I can feel some cold air coming through it now. So regardless, the door's got to come open regardless of what I do. I don't know. Stay tuned. I guess we'll figure out what I got, what I'm going to do eventually. Okay, here's what I did. I can't see it that way. I elected to, I took that door and put some fill foam around it and decided to put that piece of panel back up and redid the windows. And redid the windows in 1x6s. Redid all the frames. I had to rebuild this little piece right here, and it didn't quite line up, so I found some little trim boards, and laid it in there, glued it in there. So, I mean, it looks pretty decent. See that? I just reframed the windows and put that board back up instead of opening up a big old can of worms. So there's what it looks like so far.
Suffocate can cause serious life-threatening reactions and death if injected in a vein or if taken with certain other medicines.
I got to do up there, and then I come across. I got to finish down there and come across. Got some boards that I've been saving, real cool ones to put in the middle of this section right here. And I think I'm going to paint all this trim. I think I'm going to paint it red. So far, that's the plan, red. I'd like to find another little thin piece to put up there because I'm going to lose some room on where I put my stuff up there. I need to find a thin little board to put up there to extend that out. But we'll see what I can find. I'll look around. I got all kinds of stuff around here. So that's what I done. That's what I did.
B-Dubs completely reinvented their boneless wings. Now they're marinated in pack.
At half price, I could cut my phone bill in half.
Well, here it is. Looks like a barn, don't it? This is one whole wall that's done. Kind of hard to get pictures of it from with the desk and everything in the way. I'm trying to work around this crap for last week. See? Looks like a barn in here. So now I've got that wall painted black, and if I can do around these windows, around those sills, look at that. Mad skills. But I think it looks pretty decent. So we're on to the next walls. These ought to be pretty easy because they're just flat walls. See that? Just flat walls.
I used to find car shopping painful too.
And cut around the windowsills. See, I put fancy wood in there. See, you get different kinds of wood.
And that's my deal.
Go to Car Gurus today.
To all the moms,
So you got rainbow wood.
simpler.
Got knots. You put it all in there. I don't even cut the nails out.
or I just cut them off with a grinder. And then here in the corner, see, I did my vertical stripes. It don't matter if they stick out a little bit. And right here is the only flaw, is right here. See, this is where that big hump is, but you know, I bent it all around and it looks just natural, looks like a flat wall. Oh, there's another wall done. With this one here, I tried to incorporate more colors, like them purples right there, the big knocks. It all went together fairly well. I had that plug. I did my covers in chrome. See the rainbow boards right there? I believe that's poplar. Rainbow boards in purple, whites. It's come along, just like the inside of a cabin. Now I got to start with this wall. I was going to try something a little different, but I think I'm just going to stick with what I know. Then I got to do this whole wall over here. And then I got to do that little piece right there. It's going to take me a day just to strip all the stuff off the wall. But anyway. My basketball mobile. All the states. Indiana, Tennessee, Georgia. Wherever I could win. Alright. So now I get to start on this one. Hopefully, I'm really hoping to get this one done today. That little piece right there. I had to go 3 layers today up there. Nail it all up. Today I'm not worried about the nailer making noise. It's just going to have to happen. Thinking about making a door. I already said that. All right, here we go. Here it is, about, maybe an hour later. And I got it all the way to the top, as far as I want to, because I got to paint yet. I got to paint all that. There. Yeah, I incorporate the colors. It doesn't matter about how they line up in the corners, because I got that vertical thing in there. There we go. As far as I wanted to be today, this weekend. I'm glad. Well, I finally got it done. It's taken me about, I don't know, three or 4 weekends, you know, working a few hours at a time. Well, all day Saturday, but finally got it all done. This, see how I cut them corners there, got it all fitting, got all the colors. It takes a little longer than I thought, because I wanted to make sure, you know, that these seams here were as small as possible. Even though you paint it black, I still, you know, you had to meet some of the curves. You got curves here that go up and down or over. But there's all different kinds of wood in here. But I finally got it done. I'm so glad. Now I can start on the ceiling. The ceiling, I think what I'm going to do is on the slope part, I'm going to put cedar shakes. On the flat part, I'm going to use the tin scallops. Then I can start moving everything back in. I'm going to redo the moldings around the doors. But I mean, it looks like a log cabin in here. But I finally got this part done. It was fun, I guess. I got a bunch of wood left over, but it takes a lot of wood. It takes a lot more wood than I thought it was gonna. Of course, when you get the skinny ones and the big ones, but I'm glad it's done. Now I can start moving back in. I can get rid of that TV stand. That I made that TV stand long time ago. Probably one of the first things I ever built. And I'm going to redo this door. I'm going to do it like that door, I think. But first thing is tomorrow I'm going to try and see how much poly it would take to just go over this with one coat. Just one coat it. But, well, that's it for this section. Okay, this is just a shot of, this is the before, and this is the after. This is what it looks like with just one coat of poly on it. The before. And the after. See how it brings the colors out? That's just one coat, and that's all I'm going to put on it is one coat, and I'm not going to sand it or nothing. I'm just going to leave it just the way it is. Brings them colors right out, boy. See, the before and the after. And between this wall up there and this whole wall, I used just a little bit, well, quite a bit less than a quart of poly. So the rest of that quart would have got me this little wall and maybe a quarter of the way down this long wall here. So I'll buy one more quart and I should be able to finish. Yeah, I'm going to say I could finish it with one quart. So I'll finish the room in poly, and then we will see how it all looks. Yep, I got my shakes. I got them on sale at Menards, $12 a bundle for 20 square feet. And this side's all done. Put a little trim board up there to hide the top of it. Couldn't hide the nails, but now this is, ouch. This is what I'm doing besides tripping over everything. I got a 6-inch reveal. Reveal is from here to here. And what I do is I take a thumbtack like that and I tie a string to it and measure up 6 inches. And then I stretch that string all the way down to the other end. And for spacing, I've put on shakes before, and it's the way I grab it like this, And then when I put it up here, I use my pinky as a spacer. Now this isn't gonna be holding water or anything like that, so it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. But see, I just stick my pinky in there and then I level it right there. Level it with the string. Don't worry about where the top falls. And then I nail it 7 inches up. And that's my procedure. This side here, this is really getting to be a pain. And the way I'm doing it, see how it goes off in the other direction? And I can't guarantee these things are going to be straight, but looking at them now, I take my ruler and I measure down this side to where it touches, and I go 6 inches from there, and that's where this board is. Then I do the same thing. I come down here where it touches, where the ruler touches, 6 inches up, and that's where that is. But up in here is getting to be a little gnarly. It's not going to look the greatest in the world, but when it's all done, maybe it'll come out. But right now, it's not too bad having to put in little pieces here and little pieces there. But I am so glad because I got these shakes because I was really wondering what I was going to do with this ceiling, because this is what I wanted to do, but for cedar they wanted like $150 for 66 square feet. I wasn't doing that, so I ended up paying $50 to get both of these done the way I want it. Now all I got to do is figure out what I'm going to do with this flat part. It's still up in the air. I was thinking maybe a sky blue with some clouds. I don't know. We'll see. There it is. And that half's done. I'm not even going to take you over into that corner because it's not something I'm very proud of. So, but it's up there, it's covered, and that's it. So now, let's see what we've got here. We've got the walls are done. The shakes are done. That's not done. I cleaned my desk last night. Look how shiny that is. Cleaned everything up. Now I got to put the computer back together. Then the TV's going to go there. I've got it all planned out. I'm going to work that waterbed headboard into this. But right now I got this mess to clean up. I'm cutting all them. Because them top ones, you had to cut them. Because they're too long. So I had to cut the butt out of them. Or the top off of them. Got the trim board up. So, now after we clean this mess up, then we start moving stuff around. Move this desk over there, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be the last video for this room. I could go on forever and ever by the time I hang pictures and everything. But I've got everything done the way I want it done so far, and this is it. First off, I got my TV up on the wall. I still have to put those wires in a tube. Moved all that stuff. That thing's going to be a giveaway. Got all my trim painted. I'm still waiting on that to dry. And I've got my, if you go back to the very first video, you'll see that headboard used to be in that corner. But I took and straightened it out, slid my desk under it, shined it up a little bit. So, There it is. Finally done, except for the ceiling. I'll probably show you what I do with that when I figure out what I'm going to do with it. But other than that, not a bad room. A lot of work, boy. But, you know, so next time there's a pandemic and you're locked in your house, hey, get you some skids, put them up on the wall. Because that's what I've done. Sitting around the house, ain't nothing to do. So, you know, anybody that wants that JF original, that's one of the first things I built. Don't call me. Well, that's it. Till the next project. Alright, here is the last video of this room. It's a little cleaner than it was. I've done some things, put that light in. Still kind of a mess, but I got that little plastic thing, hung my Hot Wheel cars up, put my mirror up. That's an infinity mirror. Got all my trains on that wall. Little crossbow pistol, Mickey Mouse. But here's the parts you want to see. Still got that thing. Check that out. See them clouds?
You did what? I changed my mind. What the hell is she saying? She's changed her mind. Change her mind. Well, say change your mind. Girl, put the teeth in. You ain't going to work.
Now when I lay down here on the couch, I just stare up at the clouds.
You don't like wood, but I sure love a nice wood.
I ordered them clouds online, and because I gave up trying to paint them. So here's all my stuff. Still kind of a mess, but just the way I like it. There's my penny table. It's all done with pennies. Had those water warts on it. Scraped them off. Polyurethane and pennies in there. So that is the end of this video.